Hello and welcome back to the Do The Work podcast. I'm here today with one of our PTs, Lucy. Today we're going to be talking about something you're really passionate about in terms of new mums. Yeah. But before we do that, Lucy, what have you been up to in the gym recently? Have you been doing anything differently?
Yeah, so I've actually got a new coach at the moment, so everything is new. So lots of new exercises, been working a lot on core work actually, which I've not really done much of. So that's been harder than usual. So that's been quite new.
Yeah, I didn't notice that I presumed it through your Instagram, to be fair, from seeing your new coach tagged you or whatever. So what was the reason for the change?
Just wanted a bit of a shift in perspective. It's also just really good to try out different styles of coaching, and yeah, he's actually a good friend of mine as well. So yeah.
Yeah, because you were doing a lot of strength work, like with your deadlifts and stuff like that. Yeah. And then now you're on a little bit of a, if you're allowed to say, cut, like you're dieting a bit.
Yeah, so still focusing on my strength work, still incorporating all the things I really enjoy to do, like deadlifts and stuff like that. But yeah, I am just kind of in a bit of a calorie deficit at the moment, trying to cut down some fat and reveal all the hard work I've put in over the last 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, how's that going so far?
Good, because fantastically I can diet on higher calories because I've spent years building muscle, and I just love the food that I eat, and I'm always trying out new recipes and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's really
nice.
Good.
What have you been trying out food wise then? What's different?
Protein pancakes have been like a massive hit in my house, because I've also got to think of things that my children will like to eat. So anything I can make, like burgers, pizzas, pancakes, sweet treats, anything that I can just chuck protein powder in.
So you've got the kids on whey protein?
Yeah. They had to try a bit and they're like, salted caramel is the favourite.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. Wicked. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So today we're going to talk about something that you've been kind of banging my door down about in the past probably 2 months or so, which is to look at doing mum and baby sessions. So we obviously sat down and had a little bit of a think about how that might look, and we're looking to launch that in the next few months. So it seems like the right thing to do to open it up and talk about it in here, and then give people the opportunity to hear what it is that you want to do. But I suppose more importantly is, why have you been banging my door down wanting to do mum and baby sessions here?
Well, like we spoke about in the past, I started exercising when my second child was 5 months old. I'd kind of dabbled in a few classes or, Slimming World or little things prior to that, but never stuck at anything like long-term and consistently. Luckily, I had the childcare to go ahead and kind of go to a gym in the evening, and it gave me that time away. But I had loads of friends around me that just couldn't go. They didn't have a supportive partner, or they didn't have anybody there that could look after the children when they went to the gym. So I had this idea and this dream that I could offer a space for parents, mums who could come along to a gym and bring their child. And that's, what I've always been passionate about, and why I actually wanted to become a personal trainer, is to offer people, mums, that opportunity.
Yeah, I love it. Like you say, accessibility, I think, is difficult. Even when women are probably off on maternity and stuff, it's still difficult to get out, right? They can't go to your typical commercial gym and take the pram in with you or what have you.
No.
So that's the beauty of a private gym like ours. Like, we can offer that. So I guess, again, just hand it over to you here. Like, what is it that how do you want to sort of build it and put it together so that it is accessible for these new mums?
Well, I guess it just offers mums a chance to bring their babies along. They can bring their bouncers, they can bring the prams, they can tend to their baby's needs whenever they want. They don't have to, be so rigid and structured in the class. You can pick it up and put it down. Not the baby, pick it up and put it down, as in like tracking your weights as you're going around. And so that's kind of my vision really, is to make it relaxed, calming, friendly and accessible for mums to kind of, even if they want to breastfeed their baby, they want to bottle feed their baby, they can do what they like, but also be able to stick to something consistently 2 times a week and get the results that they want from it, while focusing on lifting weights, strength training.
So obviously you've got a woman who is, at home with a newborn baby and all that sort of stuff, and she's like rushed off her feet and what have you. How and why do you think first of all, how do they get in and find a time and all of that stuff? Like, how can we help them get into the gym and realize that this is a place that they can be with the baby, etc.? Like, what do you think about that?
To be honest, when you're on maternity, you have more time than ever, because even though you've got a little person to look after, whether it's your first, second, third, fourth, however many children you've got, a lot of the time you spend kind of either on your own, going for walks, baby groups. It's no different than attending a baby group in the sense, but you get to pour that kind of that time into yourself as well and work on something for you. So it's no different than going to like a play group or a baby, because you'll make new friends with the other mums. You might get to know them. You can arrange play dates. So there's all that social element as well. So I would actually say, it's probably the prime time to start, because you have that little bit more time and that bonding with your baby as well.
Sorry to interrupt the episode, but just quickly, if you are interested in our mum and baby sessions, we have created an inquiry form. So if you head to the show notes, click the link and fill it in, we'll be in touch very soon. And for now, back to the episode. Yeah, I guess I've got to be careful what I say here, because I'll get accused of mansplaining or whatever. I haven't experienced it. I'll never experience it. I don't know what it's like, but I can obviously speak with clients and stuff like that that have been through this process. And one of the things that people often say is when you're on maternity, make sure you leave the house every day, because it'd be very easy to just stay in the house and realize you've got loads to do and all of that. But potentially this could contribute to one of those trips out per day, maybe, to socialise with other mums and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That isn't just the typical stuff that people do, I suppose, with newborns and what have you. What would you say to someone who maybe is, they've been out of exercise, or perhaps they didn't exercise through pregnancy or what have you, but they're now wanting to get into it? What are you going to do to make sure that they are feeling comfortable and that they can do what it is that they're coming in for?
Well, first of all, I know exactly how that feels. I've been there and I've done it. I've literally had to walk through the door for the first time after having 2 children and never exercised properly or known how to do certain moves in my life. We take it at your pace. We take it one step at a time. It doesn't matter how many times we've got to kind of explain things and go over things. That's what I'm here for. That's what I will do. And we've got other people around us as well for support and encouragement, and that should not be a barrier. That shouldn't be a barrier, because when you've got somebody who's done it and has been there, that should be hopefully a little bit of settle your nerves a little bit, for a bit of reassurance, really. So.
And what about for those who, and genuinely are tired and exhausted and all that from, the late nights and the feeding and all of that?
Yeah.
What would you say, how did you manage that and still find the time to come in and exercise? Because that's a justifiable justification for maybe struggling to make a priority for exercise, let's say.
It's a hard one, isn't it? Because each baby will be different with their sleeping patterns and their needs, and every child is so different. Some sleep very well and some don't. So it's a lot of caffeine. No, I think it's just finding the times that work best for you, whether I don't know the answer to that. It's a really difficult one. It's a very personal one, I think, because it'll just depend on you and your baby as well. So it's hard. It's a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, sort of not my lived experience, but a close experience with my sister having now 2 young kids. So before her first, she was told off friends and family and stuff like that, you'll never be able to lose the weight now. You've got a kid, that's it. You won't be able to do it. And to someone who's got kind of the mindset of my sister, that's like a red rag to a bull. She's like, okay, well, I'll show you. So to her, she made a point of, as soon as she could, she had to have a C-section, getting into swimming, and then just tracking her calories, calorie deficit.
Yeah.
I'm talking purely now about kind of weight loss rather than getting back into exercise.
Yeah.
Well, just an anecdotal example of someone close to me. And she made a real point of, I'll show you that you can still do it.
Yeah.
Whereas there's obviously a popular belief where it's hard or it's impossible to do. And it obviously is hard and it obviously is difficult, and that's what she said. But she had that kind of motivation to prove people wrong, that actually you can do it.
Yeah.
And then come second time around, Same scenario, C-section again. And she gave birth in September. We're in obviously February now. And she's now, I think, lighter than before the second baby because she's really prioritised that.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, she had a C-section, so she could only start doing stuff properly sort of like 12 weeks or so after. So, you know, there are living examples of people who
do it
hard, have it difficult and do it.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, it always comes back to kind of like a mindset thing. And
absolutely. Habit.
And again, I'm conscious and I'm walking on eggshells with how I say this and me not necessarily being able to live it and experience it, but having seen it through her, you know, like she took the point of like, okay, well, I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove that you can do it. And she didn't join a gym. She didn't do exercise as such. She went swimming, she went walking, she tracked her calories. So you don't have to strength train 4 or 5 days a week.
Depends what your goals are. Depends what your goals are. Like for me, I wanted to build a certain type of physique. So at the beginning, I very much did the same. I went into a gym with the idea of, I didn't like the way I looked in a mirror and I wanted to lose body fat. I had no idea about build. So it took me a good year to realize, I quite like strength training. And I want to build muscle because I want to have a certain physique now. So my goals shifted over time. But a lot of people do start with that idea of, right, let's just get into a calorie deficit, light bit of exercise, let's just lose the body fat, especially after having children. But the gym gave not just the physical benefits, but we've got to think about, especially being a parent, the mental benefits as well. Your mental health is so important, especially after having a baby. You want to that time away, or that time kind of working on yourself gives you that clarity, gives you a bit of mental space just to work on yourself.
So was that a big driver for you? Like, did you experience any challenges like that post pregnancy and what have you?
I think I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Feels like a very distant memory now, but you know, lack of sleep, the challenges of breastfeeding, the challenges of societal pressures and norms, having no family around to help me or support me, having very limited friends because I came from Wales, so didn't have anybody around me to help me, and managing at that time 2 children, and I was home educating my son as well, so I had a lot on my plate. So the gym and that kind of focus on me literally saved me just mentally and gave me space to just find out who I was and just to look at my own identity, because you kind of do lose your identity a little bit in motherhood, and I wanted to be my own person as well.
100%. I think that's important whether your kids are young, getting older, like you still need to have some of your, like same in a relationship as well, like obviously you still need to have some of your things as well, although I'm sure as a woman it's much more all-encompassing than it is for a man with a child, right? Especially with maternity and stuff like that. But to segue now into kind of like, so obviously someone's listening to this now and thinking, maybe I need to do something, maybe it'd be good for me physically, psychologically, etc. as well. What's it going to look like in terms of me coming here? What's the structure going to look like? What are we going to do? How often might I come in, etc.?
Well, the idea first is to have a bit of an introduction session where we all come in, we all meet, grab a coffee, have a little look around, meet the other ladies you're going to be with, half an hour, 40 minutes, maybe go through some basic movement patterns, and just say hello. So after that, we're going to be running it hopefully on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning around 10 o'clock. We're going to be focusing on tracking our workouts. We're going to be looking at progressive overload week on week. And the main focus will be weightlifting. So learning how to lift weights. And obviously the best part is that you get to bring your babies along. And it's as simple as that. It's just consistently sticking at something that's going to benefit you long term, physically and mentally, whilst your babies are here.
Yeah, so if someone's thinking, you know, of coming in or what have you, but maybe they're thinking, well, what's the difference from just going to like a normal class or doing some exercises at home versus what you want to do in terms of, you mentioned like tracking the workouts and doing the same week on week and stuff.
So it'll give you that structure week on week, routine, consistency. It'll give you a chance just to see how you're progressing every week, how you're getting stronger, how your form is getting better every week. And just start, once you get into that rhythm, you really start to enjoy it. That's it.
So obviously we've been through a few bits there and stuff, and hopefully if someone does have some interest in looking into this, how can they get in touch and find out a little bit more about it?
So we've put together an inquiry form, and what we'll do, we'll put it in the show notes, which will below this video. So anybody who's interested, they can click on the inquiry form, fill it out, and we'll receive it, and then we'll be in contact as soon as possible.
Perfect.
Yeah, brilliant.